Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Last time we finished up the Midnight Isles, having condemned Nahindri to another eternity of torture and pain. But Nocticula likes us even more than she already did, which is great. So now, after that, I mean, I think... Okay, so we can either go to the prison. Right, we can either go to the prison, which is this one still. We can go to the Nameless Ruins. You know what? We'll probably take a stop at the Nameless Ruins. Obviously our threshold. Yeah, I mean, I think we're heading towards Canabris. We'll make a stop at the Nameless Ruins. See which mask I still need to get so I can look up where to go to get it. And then see where we go from there. But we're going to start going to Dresden. And go to the Citadel because I believe somebody wanted to talk to us. I think it's our succubus girl. So we'll see what she has to say. Trying to remember if I needed to do anything else. I don't think so. I think we're getting pretty near the point of no return almost. Of course, I don't remember how... I think the Ineluctable Prison's actually a pretty big dungeon, so we do have a lot to do. Honestly, I think, you know, killing off some of my companions really helped too, because we didn't have to do Sila's quest. I don't know if Sociel had another quest. We didn't have to do Rushlei's quest. Wasn't there somebody who wanted to see me here? I thought I saw that. Yeah, we had a visitor. Am I going crazy? Maybe I've gone crazy. Crazy? Am I crazy? Come on. Stop leaving me suspense game. I guess I'm crazy. Okay. Well then, go ahead and rest. Desna, your sweet shrines, your holy singing priests. One day I will return to you. To hunt my fill. Damn. We've created a monster. Or I guess we've returned a monster to being a monster. Yeah, right here. A messenger is waiting for you in Dresden Citadel. Are they just like waiting in here? Oh god, we have nobody in here. It's a lonely place I've created. Alright, well nobody's showing up, so I guess we're just gonna go. Yep. Okay. We got that Nahindri crystal. We have a Nahindri crystal that Nocticula gave us, but I have no clue what it is we're supposed to do with that. Just kind of frustrating. Everything's ready for the relic's augmentation. The pin here. 2 priests have come to Dresden to pray over the relic of the fallen Zaurus. The commander must decide whose prayer will be offered. Nethys. This headband grants its wearer +6 to charisma and intelligence scores. In addition, all party members of the wearer gain +2 insight bonus to saving throws against confusion, insanity, and domination spells. I do like that. +6 to charisma and wisdom. The wearer's allies, the wearer and all their allies, in the 10-foot area gain the effects of shielded caster, allied spellcaster, and shield wall feats. We're gonna go with the Priestess of Nocticula because it's Nocticula. The ritual of the Priestess of Nocticula awakens Zaurus' dormant power within her cursed blood. The pin's magic, much like in days past, will cloud the minds of enemies and inspire allies. Awesome. Okay, one more day until the Outpost expansion, which that's gonna be done pretty soon. Okay. Issue decree. For that one. Okay. And we have to skip a day for, the teleporter. So we'll do that. The outpost can be expanded into a bastion. A bastion. And then we can rank up. Another event here, missing in action. A group of crusaders has gone missing on its way back from a dangerous mission. The commander's staff is determined to save them and has offered a number of possible solutions. Form a search party. Rescue squads decree. All generals gain +1 to reduction of losses feat. Probably that one. Organize a large-scale rescue operation. Strategic routes decree. Add 6,000 logistics experience. Hire diviners. Unlocks diviners. Energy point income increased by 3. Train new trackers. 8 hunters are recruited. Okay. I think we're just going to form a search party. The officers will assemble a group of trackers to search for the missing troops. Once they have returned to Dresden with the disappeared unit, they will continue to rescue soldiers who get lost or captured. Very nice. And you know, we might as well just wait a day for this too. Before we do that, we're gonna upgrade... Damn it. The last barrier into a bastion. Gonna come in here and put down some more stuff. Alright. So we want a citadel. Where is it? Where I don't have a citadel already, do I? Oh, I do. Never mind. We have a watchtower. Put a watchtower in. Teleportation circle. A shelter. A sanctuary. And a monument. There we go. Yep, everything that's not military, basically. Alright, so that's built out. We're gonna skip another day. Logistics has been reformed. We can do the rescue squad decree. This is another logistics. Takes 4 days. We'll do that, sure. Alright, so we actually want to go back to the Citadel to do this final logistics thing. And I think this will complete the end game quest, because this does rank up my logistics to the final rank, I'm pretty sure. I hope so, because we just passed up a decree that gave me a bunch of logistics points. Commander, Dorglinda is avoiding your gaze. Her voice sounds hollow. I've been doing everything to prevent this, but the hardship has done its work. More and more suppliers are raising prices, demanding to be paid up front, or just cutting all ties. Voluntary contributions are dwindling by the month. It's time for decisive measures, or we won't have any means of waging war at all. There's only one option left: compulsory requisitions. My suggestion is to collect all that we need from the common folk of Mendev. Robbing the people is the last thing I'd advise, but what can you do? We'll say it's a donation to support the war effort. The war of faith. We'll set up a temple and send some clerics to go with the soldiers. The clerics who will agree to go, that is. So by decisive measures you mean robberies. Then it's obvious who should we start with. The rich and the aristocracy, of course. They've got enough gold tucked away in their castles and mansions to supply our soldiers with everything they need. And still leave some coin left over for us. I don't think Mendevians have anything left worth taking. Let's shake down the neighboring nations instead. They've been hiding behind our backs long enough. How has it come to be that we ourselves are now the fellows of the crusade? Well, just clever scheme ended up being a little too clever. We did get a lot of coin out of it, but the whole business caused quite a stir, especially after one merchant, who had lost a fortune on these bonds, tried to hang himself. They pulled the poor sap right out of the noose. Officially, they can't pin anything on us, but the capital is talking about us, and it's not pretty. Many soldiers saw our fib about the supplies getting worse, or sorted soon, for what it was, a fib, and, well, they didn't like that very much. They ran off and are now telling stories about how we starve our soldiers as well as lie to them. I guess it doesn't bother them that we're in the middle of this little thing called a war. Suggestions? Woljif? Where do you get money? Where do you go to get money? To those who have lots of it, obviously. We'll make those pampered Mendevian nobles pay up. All those barons and counts. Anyone with a big purse, really. Can you imagine all the stuff they've got? Our soldiers will be walking around in silk cloaks and eating off silver. Windewog? Here's what I've been thinking for a while. We've got an army here, and what do we do with it? All we ever do is fight demons. But there are so many different nations around. We'll run some raids on our neighbors, carve ourselves a piece of their fat. Let everyone know that we're a force to be reckoned with, and if they plan on cowering behind our backs, they can pay us themselves, instead of waiting for us to come knocking. And what if they come knocking to give us a tit for tat later? Ready to fight both the demons and our angry neighbors at the same time? Boy, are we in for a world of hurt. Droglenda. The people of Mendev are used to paying for the crusade. They'll do it again. Some church will surely support us and let us act on their behalf if we give them a modest donation out of what we collect. This whole thing is a disgrace, of course. Everything's clear. I don't want to rob anyone. I don't want to become a fellow of the crusade. I like Windewog's plan. We'll leave Mendev in peace and shake down the neighboring nations. Yes, I've been dreaming about this for a long time. Skirmishes with demons, cultists, and the like can't compare to the thrill of a real raid. I doubt our neighbors will enjoy it, but what does that matter? We'll build fortresses, win the warriors of those we plunder to our side, and revel in our victories. In truth, it doesn't make much of a difference whom we collect the donations from. We'll be known as muggers all the same. Droglenda let out a heavy sigh. Either way, we'll get through this crisis. It won't be easy, I can promise you that. But when has it ever been easy for us? I'll report the results of the fundraising efforts in due time. Okay. We didn't get a notification that was the end, but we also didn't get any like bonuses from that. I'm guessing we fucked up the logistics part of the game. Based off that. This doesn't sound very good, does it? I guess having a selfish, bloodthirsty demon as your leader can lead to that kind of stuff, huh? Before that, we've been doing well, though. Mostly. Okay, nothing here. Alright, down to Canabras we go. So we can teleport down to Villarith Ford's outpost. I do want to make a... Maybe we should do this on the way back, actually. Yeah, we'll do that on the way back. I want to get to Canabras. 1 day, 1 hour. Man. A trip down memory lane here. What's going on at home? Requisitions. Those who do not wish to give even a small share of the riches to the crusade shall lose much more because of their greed. Units of merciless armed bandits, bandit-like treasurers, will persuade each and every one of them to share their hard-earned property with the Crusaders. Yikes. Not like we need morale anymore. We've won all of our battles. There's nobody left to challenge us. We need to fight my enemies. Okay, well, we've made it here. Let's go ahead and rest. I heard Dresden saw Lady Nocticula in all her glory and splendor. She argued with Iomedae like an equal. Ah, so you're one of those succubi who adore Nocticula, and who can think of nothing better than being trodden under her hoof. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be trodden under anything, it might as well be her hoof, right? Alright, into Canabras, the fortress city. Been a long time. We're gonna do Camelia's quest first. So I think we gotta go into the city and then on our way back out we'll do the DLC. Oh, I thought it was at the northern gates. It's the old city gates. Okay. We are headed... Oh, hey, look, it's all been rebuilt. There's no, like, deep scar in it anymore. That's pretty cool. Look how beautiful it is. Where's our tavern at? Was this where the tavern was? Can't even tell anymore. It's been so fixed up. Doesn't even look like Canabras. Change it back. Alright, this could get a little creepy. Because we haven't seen Gorm in a while. Hey, look, it's our camp. I have servants in here. Hello. Lady Camellia, welcome home. We have been expecting you. Camellia looks at the servant for a few moments, bemused. You have been expecting me? Indeed, my lady. Lord Gorm ordered that you be sent to him as soon as you arrived. The commander is permitted to follow you, but I must ask your other companions to wait here. Refreshments will be served. Camellia, what's going on here? How curious. Horgus is here and waiting for me. But how did he know? Forgive me for being unable to answer your question, my lady. But those were the precise instructions I received from Lord Gorm this morning. You know this man, Camellia? I've never set eyes on him before. I took up my position here relatively recently. I was hired specifically to serve Lord Gorm at his mansion in Canabras. Why can't my companions come? Lord Gorm was most specific in his request, and I'm afraid I cannot speak for his reasons. I can only assume that the conversation will be of a most delicate nature. Please, my friend, let's acquiesce to Horgus's request. I don't wish to make a scene before I fully understand what is going on here. I see you managed to fully repair the mansion after the demonic invasion. Indeed we have. Fortunately, the mansion was almost unharmed. Many items survived the attack, and Lord Gorm was able to find comparable replacements for those that didn't. Fine. So where should we look for Lord Horgus? Lord Gorm must be somewhere upstairs. He bid me say that Lady Camellia will have no trouble finding him. Please, do come in. Camellia strokes her chin pensively. I was not expecting this. I thought the mansion would be empty, picked to the bones by marauders, if it were still standing at all. But seeing it fully restored and inhabited. She narrows her eyes at you. Well, it would be extremely impolite to keep our host waiting, wouldn't it, my friend? Let's go and have a chat with Daddy Dearest. Alright. Oh, is it going to be behind that mysterious door? Ah, this is the room of my first mentor. Is she going to tell me stuff?
Move out.
What if I click on this? Ah, this is the room of my first mentor. Take a look around if you want to. I'm sure you can find many of the curious tools and devices she used during our lessons. Camellia runs her fingers over bundled whips and floggers packed neatly in a drawer, touching each of them with care. I remember them all. This one makes thin wounds on the skin like a razor blade, while that one shreds skin to pieces. As for that one, the black one, it doesn't leave any marks on the skin at all, but deals so much pain. Your head spins. Why was your mentor so cruel to you? I don't know. Perhaps the old hag was once trained in the same way, or perhaps she simply hated me. Besides, in her eyes, I was not the daughter of a noble family, but merely some urchin that the Honorable Horgus Gorm decided to take in off the street. Why did Horgus allow the Versian woman to treat you like that? She shrugs. She moved into this house a few years after my mother's death. Horgus often had to go out of Canabras on business, so he gave me into the care of that old shaman, hoping that she would teach me to keep the spirits on a short list. The old hag must have known what she was doing was illegal. She was very good at hiding the evidence of her teaching. She always made sure to heal my scars by the time my father came back. Anyway, the Versian didn't even last 3 months here. Oh, how she wheezed when I plunged my stiletto into her throat. In her eyes, shocked and terrified in equal measure, the old crone never suspected a 6-year-old girl could be capable of such a thing. Why is Horgus still keeping all these things around? Because I asked him to. I want to remember the pain, both the pain the Versian dealt to me, and the pain I paid back to her. The hatred I felt toward her lives in me to this day. Every time I enter this room, my hands start to tremble, and my heart pounds as if it's trying to jump out of my chest. Camellia licks her parched lips. That burning hatred is my most vivid childhood memory. Let's get out of here. Yes, let's go. Okay. Well, now I want to look in all the other rooms that we found, like, you know, things. Oh, another servant in here. Hello, servant. Lady Camellia, your room is ready. Alright, there were things in here. Sophisticated instruments. Okay, nothing. Yep. I remember first time I played this game, I thought maybe he was doing like some underhanded slavery things with all that stuff. Of course, now we know better.
Head on!
Head on. To the basement. We've never been allowed down here before. As the saying goes, every family has a skeleton in its closet. In my case, all the skeletons are hidden in the cellar. As the saying goes, oh yeah, Camellia smiles fleetingly at her own joke. This place holds special significance for me, because this is where I killed those thugs who tried to rob Horgus's mansion. They were caught by the guards and I sacrificed them to Maria. This is where they are buried. I still find it hard to believe that Horgus allowed you to kill people just like that. I think he had no choice. He could not cure me of the spirit's influence, no matter how hard he tried. Nor could he hand me over to the authorities of Canabras, because then I should have certainly declared myself to be his illegitimate daughter, and revealed all his secrets to the world. That would have stained the glorious name of Horgus Gwyrm that my papa values, even more than his own life. I suppose he could have killed me and buried me right here in the cellar, she says hesitantly. I have no idea why he didn't do it while I was a little girl, and he could overpower me. Nevertheless, I can assure you that all my victims buried here were hardened criminals and thugs. No one shed a tear when they ever returned from the Gwyrm mansion that night. How many skeletons are buried here? Oh, not as many as you may have assumed. Just the 2, not counting the Varisian. Camellia's eyes dart around the room, as if she's trying to make sure that there's nothing that will give away her secret. I don't believe you. Camellia arches her eyebrow. What hard evidence do you have to support your doubts? However, if you wish to make sure that I am telling the truth, feel free to take a shovel and dig, but do not expect me to sit here obediently waiting for you to finish. And I must warn you in advance, Horgus buried all the victims as deep as he could. We have to go. Why would she lie to me about that? Like, I suppose I might not be Manorak. You know, if you're playing a good character, I could see why she'd want to lie, but I'm certainly not a good character. I don't think I'd judge her too much if there were a lot of deaths in there. The gardener. Ah, camellias. They're still blooming to see me. Or I see. Damn it, I can't. I see they never stop blooming, she smirks. On my father's orders, the garden must have camellias in bloom all year long. Whatever the reason, whatever the weather. Why does he even bother, do you think? Horgus just loves flowers. Is this a grave? You're right. But it wasn't that hard to guess, was it? This is the grave of my mother, Iris. She died when I was a child, so I scarcely remember her. I don't understand. Why would Horgus tend this grave all these years? And why would he plant camellias over it? My father has never shown any tendency toward sentimentality. She turns away. I hate these flowers. Oh, this place is a lot bigger than I thought. Nice garden.
You follow.
Alright. I think that's everything here. To the second floor. See anything else around here?
Onwards.
There's servant. It's got to be that door, right? You would think. They got to clean these tiles up a little better. More servants. Is he in his office? We are sure to find Horgus in his secret study. Camellia licks her lips. Before we enter, I should like to ask you one question, if you don't mind. You know our family's history better than anyone else in the world. Tell me, what do you think of Horgus as a father? Despite all his flaws, he's a good father. He's not the best, but not the worst either. I'm sure he tried his best. I don't know if there is any father in the world worse than him. Jeez. Whether or not he is a terrible father, you certainly are a terrible daughter. Your family is your business. He's not the best, not the worst either. I'm sure he tried his best. So that's what you think. Camelia's gaze wanders the room, never resting on anything in particular. Why are you asking? No special reason. Camellia turns her distracted gaze on you. I just wanted to know your opinion of my father before we meet him face to face. Damn, I didn't check that room out. Well, hello, father. Horgus raises his head and stares vacantly at his daughter for several moments. Then he nods and drains the goblet before him in a single huge gulp. You can smell the sour reek of stale alcohol in the air. Hello, Camellia. So, you finally came. You've even dragged the commander along. I suspected that you wouldn't come alone. You know, I've been wondering when you would finally show your face here. Haven't I always taught you that it's extremely impolite to be late to an appointment? Camellia wrinkles her nose in disgust. Papa, you stink. I believe you will forgive me this weakness under the circumstances. And if you don't, you can always leave. It won't stop you. The door's right over there. Horgus chuckles bitterly and refills his goblet. Horgus, you're expecting us? This isn't a chance meeting. It was not you I was expecting, although I thought you might put in an appearance. No, I was waiting for Camellia. Some time ago, I received a letter from my beloved daughter, in which she invited me to meet her here at my mansion in Canabris. I came as quickly as I could. I have been here for several days now, waiting for my dearest daughter to arrive. It's probably my fault she was late, to be honest. I mean, I kind of did a lot of things in between when she asked to come here. Horgus frowns at you, examining your face. Don't tell me you knew nothing about this meeting. Could it be that my sweet girl has you wrapped around her little finger, that she tricked you into coming here to watch the spectacle unfold? The little minx. He gesticulates wildly, spilling half the contents of his goblet on the floor. What did you do after I left for the Abyss? I left Dresden as soon as the Queen took hold of the reins of the government. Of course, I highly respected our dear Galfrey, but it was you I had followed into the crusade, not her. For whatever reason, I do not believe our Queen will succeed in her attempts to defeat the wound, so I moved to Nerisian while my mansion in Canopus was under renovation. He turns his eyes on Camellia and shrugs. But none of that matters anymore, does it? I came here to help Camellia talk to the spirits. I didn't expect to meet you here. Surprised, were you? As for me, I knew the moment I received her letter why she wanted to meet with me. She wants to talk to the spirit, does she? How can you have spent so much time with my talented daughter without realizing that whenever Camellia wishes to talk to a spirit, it always involves Horgus gulps. Murder. I have no idea what kind of spirit she has in that bone trinket, but why would it want so much blood? Horgus takes a huge gulp from his goblet and immediately refills it again. You do know that Camellia killed 5 people while she lived under this roof, don't you? First, her mentor, an old Rusian woman, then 4 more. Well, they were thugs, bandits, and murderers. They had it coming, to tell the truth. They broke into the mansion, seeking to rob us. That's Canabris for you. A border city with all kinds of riffraff lurking about. My guards caught them, tied them up, and tossed them into the cellar. They never reported the break-in to the authorities. Why bother? Those thugs would have been executed anyway. Holvin always made short shrift of such rabble. There we go. Horgus belches noisily. But the things Camellia did to them down in the cellar. I never saw it myself. I only heard it. And then later, when I buried their corpses, I felt relieved that I was not in their place. Camellia remains silent. Only the sound of her labored breathing indicates that she's still there. Why did you condone Camellia's inclinations? Why did you protect her secret? Why did you cover up the murders? Horgus straightens his back proudly. Camellia is the daughter of Horgus Gwyrm. A true daughter, my blood. Though I may have concealed that fact from society. Yes, she is special, unusual, very sensitive to the world around her. Whose fault is it that the damned spirits drove her insane? I know nothing about spirits. I have never talked to them myself, but Camellia, she is naturally gifted. She understands them. She says we have a chance to learn how to close the world wound once and for all. This end justifies the means, does it not, Commander? What is a father to do? Horgus sighs heavily. His shoulders slump as if weighed down by a burden he has been carrying for many years. The bloodline of Horgus Gwyrm cannot be broken, and I have no other heirs. Camellia, what's going on? She remains silent. You can see her face. You can't see her face, but you hear her breathing, shallow and fast. Her shoulders are rising and falling jerkily, and her right hand is trembling. Camellia, explain. Camellia jolts slightly and turns to you. Her eyes seem to look right through you. Her lips are parted, and her rasping breath reminds you of an animal's growl. Her right hand is clutching a thin stiletto that seems to have come out of nowhere. Isn't it obvious? Horgus stands up heavily from the table and approaches his daughter, stumbling a little. She has finally come to take my life. I've been waiting for this moment since the day it all began. I knew it would come. Of course, I had hoped that Camellia would placate her spirit somehow, or perhaps that the commander would close the world wound and put an end to all these sacrifices. But it's too late for that now. I'm ready to die. My whole life is a lie. It does not even feel like mine, but someone else's. I did everything I could to ensure that the name of Horgus Gwyrm would go down in history and his bloodline live on. I've had to lie and cover up crimes along the way. Well, a time has come to pay the piper. And if my death helps to uncover the secrets of closing the world wound, well, it's not the worst way to go. Horgus gulps. But before you do what you came to do, Camellia, let me reveal my final secret to you. Camellia's voice sounds alien and unfamiliar. It is hoarse and low like gravel crunching underfoot. Talk. Your mother, Iris, genuinely loved you, Camellia. But after she saw how you killed that pup in the garden, she started to worry about you. It was she who insisted on the doctors, and the physicians, and exorcists. They all examined you, but nothing happened. Nothing helped. You kept on killing animals. Neighboring cats, stray dogs. You told us stories about the spirits who whispered in your ear. Iris didn't believe you really had a special ability to communicate with the spirits. She didn't think you were gifted, but I did. As if a daughter of Horgus Gwyrm could be no more than a lunatic. As if a daughter of Horgus Gwyrm could be no more than a lunatic. Several years passed like that. Several very grueling years. For Iris more than myself. And then one night, Horgus swallows the lump in his throat. I entered your room and saw Iris leaning over your bed with a pillow in her hands. I pushed her away from you. It was dark. Iris stumbled, and she hit her head on the corner of a cabinet. I buried her in the garden, and planted a flower bed of camellias over her grave. I thank the gods that you remember nothing of that horrible night. Now you know everything, Camellia. Did you kill Camellia's mother? Horgus sighs. It was an accident, but I was prepared to do it, and I would do the same again if I had to. The bloodline of Horgus Gwyrm cannot be broken. Forgive me, Camellia. Forgive me for keeping you locked away. Forgive me for never acknowledging you as my daughter. Forgive me for depriving you of your mother and never being able to replace her. Now I have said everything. I'm ready. You killed my mother? And you decided to tell me that now? Camellia's whisper sounds like a hissing of a venomous snake. Why? To unburden your soul? To show me how you protected me back then? Maybe you're hoping I'll hesitate before I stab you in the disgusting heart. Or are you trying to make me weep for my mother, the innocent victim? I don't give a damn about her. The bitch wanted me dead and she failed. Good riddance, I say. And I don't give a damn about you either, Horgus Gorm. I don't care about your bloodline or about any excuses you can come up with. Do you really think that I couldn't have escaped your mansion if I wanted to? You never acknowledged me as your daughter. 'Twas no skin off my nose. You wanted to marry a noble woman to continue the Gorm line? Well, that was your own affair. You provided for me and didn't try to stop me communing with the spirits. I never wanted anything more from you. But now I don't need you anymore. I have Manarak, who will protect me and hide me from justice if it comes for me. As for you, you were just garbage left over from my former life. And it's time to dispose of you. The stiletto trembles in Camelia's hands. She grips the handle so tight her knuckles turn white. I'm going to say nothing. That's kind of our MO here. The stiletto freezes in front of Horgus Gorm's heart. Camellia licks her parched lips. A secret for a secret, Horgus. I have dreamed of doing this for a long time. I've dreamed of this without even realizing it was my heart's desire. You were always near, my protector and patron. How could I even entertain the thought of killing you? But the forbidden fruit is so much sweeter. The stiletto softly pierces Horgus Gorm's chest. He flinches. An involuntary moan bursts from his lips. His foul breath hits Camelia's face, but she doesn't even wince. Her eyes drink in every grimace of pain on her father's face. Can you feel that? Just one little stab and your life starts to bleed out. My stiletto has pierced your heart. Now it withers, impaled like a butterfly on a pin. If I drag the stiletto out now, you'll die quickly. But if I keep it in, you'll suffer longer. Perhaps even choke on your own blood. So which should I choose, The stiletto plunges into Horgus's chest right up to the handle. He coughs, blood bubbling on his lips. With the last vestiges of his strength, he stands before Camellia and looks her straight in the eye. Don't you have anything to say? Or do you think you can maintain some dignity, even at the very end? Do you think you have it in you? She rips the stiletto out of Horgus's chest, only to stab him again. You are garbage. Get out of my life. The stiletto plunges into Horgus Gorm again and again, until his chest begins to look like a bloody mess. Die. Die once and for all, Horgus Gorm. Jesus Christ. It's all over now. I've rid myself of my past. I suppose I should feel happy? Why then do I feel so tired? Camellia gets to her feet and smooths her tousled hair. It was all over too quickly. Don't you agree, my friend? As if something was missing. It's like having sex without climaxing. The end result is naught but exhaustion. Perhaps it is better Horgus did not try to resist. Camellia taps her chin with her finger pensively. Anyway, it doesn't matter now. Let's have some more fun, shall we? Why didn't you tell me that Horgus would be waiting for us in Canabris? Camellia shrugs, a trifle confused. I just didn't. Perhaps I wasn't wanted to surprise you. Perhaps I was worried that you'd try to talk me out of it. So, are you ready to talk to Maria now? Maria? No, not quite yet. But don't worry, I shall be ready soon. Just one last step. One final drop. Did Maria really crave Horgus's blood? Or was it you who wanted it? Camelia's gaze sharpens for a moment, but she quickly relaxes. Yes and yes. Maria and I are one. Her desires are my desires. We have become quite inseparable at this point. What did you have in mind? Horgus did bring me some small amount of pleasure, of course, but it was not enough. Camelia's voice drops to a conspiratorial whisper. I want to make up for the lost time, to let loose like never before, to celebrate my ultimate liberation. There are an awful lot of servants in this mansion. Let's gather them all in the garden and feed Maria with their blood together. You and I. What do you say? I've never done this with another person before. Until now, you have only been an observer, and I want my first time to be with you, my friend. Camellia, stop. You've killed enough. You're insane. I should have killed you long ago. What a time to finally break and attack her, huh? I like your idea. Gather the servants. Camellia grants you a happy smile. This will be unforgettable. Have fun. Please, come here. I have an important announcement for you all from Lord Gorham. You are all fired. What? But why? It's hardly a surprise. Everyone knows that Gorham changes his servants all the time. This can't be. I want to speak to Lord Gorham himself. Will I at least get my week's wages? Oh, don't worry. Lord Gorham has tasked me with ensuring that everyone is paid in full. No one will leave empty-handed.
None shall escape!
I'm gonna assume I don't need to worry here. You go after these
I'll
guys.
cut you wide open.
Chase him down. Yeah, get him.
Die!
World in crimson.
Oh boy.
I suppose we are done here. We certainly had a good time, didn't we? Did you like it, my friend? It was a little different from my usual sacrifices to Maria, but mass murder does have its own appeal. It's wild, primordial, unbridled. You felt it too, didn't you? The exhilaration.
Dude, this is insane. The satisfied smile, Camellia looks around.
You know, I suppose you deserve a confession. I have never said anything like this to anyone before. Are you ready? Steel yourself.
Giving you no time to answer, she stretches her limbs contently.
You are the best friend I could ever hope to have. You understand me. You help me. You are the best thing that has happened to me in my entire life.
I'm trying to figure out how Manorak actually feels about her. So, I think... I'm trying to wonder if Manorak can even feel love. I guess he's not saying love in here at all. He's becoming a demon, so probably he's lacking the ability to actually feel that emotion. But I don't think she feels love either. So maybe they're like two peas in a pod. You are really special to me too, Camellia.
You know, now that we're so close, I wish to confess something else to you. Are you ready?
She smiles teasingly.
There is no Maria. I made her up.
Whoa. I kind of suspected that. After Horgus told us about her hearing voices as a kid kind of thing. Camellia takes the amulet from around her neck, stares into the eyes of the bone snake for a while, and then turns her gaze on you. But why?
Isn't it obvious? To have a reasonable explanation for all the murders. So that my protector would be too busy thinking of our bright future to lecture me on morality and decency. I like to kill. I don't simply want it. I need it. It is something deep within me. My desire is like an annoying fly buzzing around a room, one that cannot be seen or swatted away. But the deaths of enemies on the battlefield don't bring me any relief. It comes only with the deaths of those who considered me a friend. The deaths must be unexpected, so that I can see the disbelief and dread in my victims' eyes. But I am a clever girl. I know that society would never condone my unconventional desires. So I invented a nice story that I could feed to those who would protect me from society.
Alright, this part here has me a little worried, but, you know, I don't think you could actually kill Manorak.
As you may have noticed, my lie has worked remarkably well.
You lied to me. I suspected that you were lying to me. So when you asked me to come here today so you could talk to Mireia, that was a lie. Yeah, I suspected as much.
Did you? You hid your true thoughts from me very well. You are an excellent liar. Perhaps even better than I am. My sincerest congratulations.
So when you asked me to come here today, that was a lie?
Of course it was. After you and I visited the brothel in Alashanira, I felt an unexpected and overwhelming desire to see my dear sweet papa. So
Papa.
as soon as we returned to Dresden, I made some inquiries and learned that he had moved to Nerosian. I sent him a letter inviting him to meet me at his mansion in Canabris, and that's when I asked you to accompany me. I decided it would be best not to disclose the true purpose of our visit to you. If you had known that Horgus would be waiting for us here, you might have discerned my intentions.
I kind of did, because I'm a clever boy. Why have you decided to tell me all this now?
Ah, that's a good question. You would have learned the truth sooner or later, you know. I've told you too many stories about Maria. You never would have let the matter lie. Of course, I could have left, fled in the dead of night, leaving you a farewell note. But I like traveling with you, my friend. I like feeling the power you've shared with me. That is why I decided to take the risk and open up to you.
She is still a shaman, though, so yeah, where do you draw your power from, then?
I draw it from the spirits, just like all shamans do. Spirits surround us. They are everywhere, even within the world wound. Only they never beg me to save them or try to tell me how to heal Socorus. To be honest, I couldn't care less about Socorus, the world wound, or the crusade. My sphere of interest lies elsewhere.
What's the story behind that amulet, then?
This? Once a snake crawled into our garden. I killed it, gutted it, dried out its bones, and then I told Horgus about Maria and asked him to decorate the amulet with gold and make it into a necklace. Despite its mundane origins, it is now imbued with magic that hides me from the prying eyes of Iomede's paladins and inquisitors. Daddy Dearest was quite insistent on that point. Clearly, he feared that if I were ever caught, I would reveal all the dirty secrets of the Gwyrms to the world. But now that I'm with you, I have no need of this amulet anymore. Do I? No one would dare lay a finger on a companion of the Crusade Commander.
That's true.
Is the interrogation over? Good. I was beginning to feel rather bored. So, what is your verdict, my friend?
I'll kill you, you monster. Yeah. At this stage, it's like, dude, like, a little late for that. Get out of my sight. You are a murderer. Your place isn't on the gallows, but you're useful to me. I will not banish you from my side. I'll accept you as you are, because that's what friends do. Yeah, I don't think Manorak really has a good sense of friendship anyway, so.
Thank you for hearing me out, for understanding and accepting me. I must confess, I was a little worried about how this conversation would go. I have no more secrets from you, I promise. Provided, of course, that you can still believe my promises.
Okay. Servants got any loot on them? Well, that was fun. We had fun. Alright, well. I guess we have our own mansion now, too, because I'm assuming she's going to inherit the Gwyrm mansion. So now we have the city of Dresden and our summer home in Canabris. We do have a room to go up and check out up here first.
Done. Pay attention.
A room we've never been in.
Move out.
Voracious Spirit. Whenever the wearer of this amulet lands a killing blow, she gains one of the following stacking bonuses that lasts until the next rest. 10 hit points, AC, Fortitude save, or will saving throws. Oh, pretty cool.
Head on.
Alright, but she can wear any amulet now. What does this do? Nothing. Well, I guess until we get you a better amulet, you can have that. How's this not been identified? Weird.
I lead. You follow.
Okay. Well, guys, I guess it's time to start the DLC. Dance of Masks. Was that the name of the DLC? I should know. It's on it's the damn title of the series. Alright. Ooh, what's this? Oh, Horgus is... Oh, hold on. I guess we can just loot it here, huh? Not go back to his body. But I'm curious. I'm curious. We're going back. One of those was a rapier, it looked like. Come on. Come on. Quickly now. Where do we get all this stuff, too? Alright. Headband of Charisma. Another armor. Translucent Needle of Astonishment. The +5 Evil Outside Bane Rapier. The enemy must pass a will save of 31 to become paralyzed for 2 rounds. On a successful save, the enemy becomes staggered for 1 round instead. And then this letter. A neatly folded sheet of paper imprinted with several seals. Inside is a short note written in a bold and clear hand. I bequeath all my property to Camellia and acknowledge her as my daughter, Horgus Worm. There we go. This is a better rapier for you. I mean, against a designated foe with weapons. Okay, so it's good against evil creatures, right? That's what that means. What is this? Yeah, this is better. There you go. Look at it. The hammer looks kind of cool, actually. I like it. All right. So I think we're actually gonna have to save the DOC for next episode. I don't want to like start it and then stop right in the middle of it, or even at the beginning of it. So we're gonna head out. We'll get to the old gates first, but we won't go into them yet. Still no romance scene with her yet, though. I wonder if I am romancing her. We're gonna end this with no romance. If we don't, it kind of makes sense for Manorak. Difficult guy to love, to be honest. I guess, you know, we could always, you know, have fun with Erushale. Although I imagine she'll want to talk to us again when we get back. Maybe we'll have a nice... Again, it's not a romance scene with her, I don't think. Alright. So, in the next episode, we'll go into the old city gates here and start the last DLC of the game. And yeah, if we look at our map here, or quest here, not a lot left to do, guys. Not a lot left to do at all. So yeah, that'll be exciting. Until then, hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.